today. I know with only 17 weeks till Christmas, it's a very busy time for you all in preparation. So thanks again for joining us. So a brief introduction. Firstly, I'm Oliver Lambert, and as you can tell from this very tasteful photo, I do indeed work for Groupon and have done for some 5 years now. I specialise in onboarding new merchants and opening new verticals here at Groupon, and I've worked with businesses of all shapes and sizes and all different verticals. So let me just load up today's agenda. So basically, what brings us all onto this call? You know, why are we here? Today is basically an opportunity to gain a valuable insight into Christmas buying trends. If I'm completely honest, Groupon at its core is a subscriber-led data company, and we have millions of subscribers and thousands of merchants up and down the country. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some internal data from Groupon and some external data to help you prepare and capitalize on this Christmas period. So we're going to look at some shopping habits. We're then going to move on to who we should all be targeting this Christmas. And finally, we'll briefly take a look at how Groupon will be targeting customers. Just one small piece of housekeeping. Everyone is actually on mute. Now it's muted from my end, and it's just so we don't get any background noise or interference. There is a questions tab on the side of your webinar tool, and we will be hosting a Q&A session at the end of the webinar. And if you'd like to submit any questions on there, I'd be more than happy for you to do so. I'll try and go through as many as I can. However, there are over 100 of us on the call, so I may not be able to get through them all, but there will be time and contact details for you to contact Groupon directly with any questions. Okay. So firstly, let's take a look at how customers are shopping. So to begin, we'll start comparing in-store and online shopping. I mean, the surge towards online shopping has become truly staggering. Online shopping now allows customers to shop a wider range of goods, a higher variety of those goods, and it also allows customers to compare prices at the click of a button. We all do it. Everyone wants to avoid queues, everyone wants to avoid crowded shops, etc. So we all know within ourselves that we all dabble in online shopping, but I'm going to take you through the actual surge and some figures just to show you how much this trend has taken hold. Online shopping starts kicking off in November and moves all the way through December, as we all know. Generally, these 2 months see around a 30% increase in e-commerce revenue. So, I mean, how has commerce changed as a whole? So the first question is, why is online important these days? It's not just where people are buying gifts, but it's also where we all research them. I know that I do. This slide shows the day of the mighty desktop may certainly be doomed sooner rather than later. With vast leaps that companies and everyone has made now in terms of mobile and tablet tech, it's now actually easier and faster to shop on our phones online. Over 85% of customers surveyed will be purchasing online this Christmas, and with a further 72% of those purchases made via a mobile device. So I think it's pretty safe to say that mobile is now king. But what does this mean for your business? So for your business, it's a case of optimizing whichever mobile-based platform you have available at any time, and making sure that your business can be seen via a mobile or tablet. For instance, there's sites such as Groupon, for example, Facebook, Instagram, Yelp. All of these companies have apps or web-based products that are suitable for viewing via a mobile phone. So it's about putting your customers within easy access of your business, giving them the access that they want via smartphone or tablet. Now, this slide shows us studies on Christmas consumer behavior. The study shows that half of consumers when asked, believe it's important to have a website that it is optimized for mobile devices, so that your page is easy to view on a phone or you have an easy-to-use app in place. So this just covers what we've just gone through, is that it's important that you can talk to your customers through the technology they would prefer to use. 25% of customers want to buy there and then. So immediacy and convenience are two key factors when online shopping. Customer service also plays it's a larger part than I actually thought it would be, with 40% of customers saying that they would like to use a chat function if they're browsing online or using you guys for a product, for example. That's actually higher than I thought it would be. I didn't actually think that chat was as popular as it seems to be. I think a key takeaway from this info is that it's important to have an online presence available. Also, if and where appropriate, a chat function, whether it be something like Facebook Messenger, etc., to be able to communicate with your customers. It's obviously a key takeaway and a striking statistic. So I'm now just sharing with you some internal data from Groupon. Now this is showcasing Groupon's customer purchase method over the last 2 years. So the dark green section shows a steady increase of purchases made via our mobile app. And at the top of the screen, as we can see, it's a steady light green bar for purchases made via the mobile website. But what we can see here is the steady decrease of purchases made via the web and desktop. So this is just some internal data here that shows you how customers are buying. So even Groupon are seeing this, where we were notoriously famous for emails going out and people clicking on via a web-based browser to make purchases, and Groupon have even had to adapt with the thousands of purchases we see on a daily basis. We've had to adapt our method of marketing and our ease of purchase for our customers. So as we say, this just showcases how Groupon's customers are spending and how much they're spending and when they're spending. So again, it's some internal data. Groupon have invested in fine-tuning our app and our mobile site to allow functions purchase online. Our app currently sits at around 157 million downloads. As I'm sure we can all guess from the slide, you know, there's a massive surge in purchases beginning to spike from October onwards. And as a business, it's important for you guys to kind of get in the mindset of your consumer. Consumers are looking for gifts. So what giftable options do you currently have on offer? So speaking from personal experience, I've worked with spas, therapy suites, restaurants, leisure activities, and I always talk to them, and we work together on making sure that they build a package that they can then deliver and sell to regular patrons, local customers, etc., that they can then be given as a gift to a loved one or a friend or a relative, for example. Now, one of the key takeaways from this that all businesses should bear in mind is it's not just a case of prepping yourself for the mad rush in December, it's all a case of building a pipeline of business for January. So when you're gifting something, when you're selling a gift, someone's going to give that on week 51 of 2017. But the customer that has received the gift, the recipient, is going to be then coming into the restaurant, the spa, the go-kart track, for example, in Q1 of 2018. So you can actually sell on a high in a very buoyant market. You can actually make sales to then impact your Q1 in a positive way. But it's not, I mean, we do have to just talk about Black Friday for one moment. I mean, it's absolute chaos in stores, as we all know. There's fights in Asda's for TVs, and there's ruckuses and people being trampled in Tesco's for a coffee machine. However, it has become the biggest day in the UK for e-commerce trade. It's completely leapfrogged Boxing Day sales, and it's important to kind of keep Black Friday in mind for all businesses. So this graphic just shows some internal data from Groupon, the searches that were made via the Groupon site last year on Black Friday. Now we can just see here that not all of these searches are for products. You know, there's searches as afternoon teas, spas, massage, and meals, etc. Just on a side note for you all, Black Friday is the 24th of November this year. So if you did want to kind of avoid all kind of retail, all retail spaces and the roads, please keep the date in mind. So we have looked at where and how people do their Christmas shopping, but what do they want? What does a recipient value, and what does someone purchasing a gift value? So here we can see an overwhelming preference towards convenience and simplicity. People in general want something that they can use, set up, redeem, or book easily, as well as being something that's easy to understand, whether this is a product or an experience. I know from my own gifting, it's always nicer and easier. I have some elderly relatives. If I can give them an experience or a product that they can easily understand, when it comes to an experience, it needs to be something that they know how to book and when they can use it and how they can use it and exactly what that experience entails for them. So simplicity and convenience are the two key factors here to take away when you look at gifting options. There's been a lot of research done around what makes a gift important, impactful, and memorable. So the shift has moved towards experiential gifts, spa days, track days, taster menus, as we've discussed in previous slides. Studies suggest that an experience can actually evoke a stronger reaction than a standard, say, yearly pair of slippers you may buy for an elderly relative. I use that example because it's the first one that comes to hand for me, being as that's what traditionally I've done. We can see from this graph on this slide that consumers, when surveyed, find that an experience more memorable, as well as experiential gifts often having a more positive impact on the emotions we want to evoke when we give a gift. For example, we want to see people happy and excited when giving them a gift at Christmas or on any other occasion. And we can see from the graph that experiential gifts beat the material items across the board. So it's a clean sweep. So the market has certainly shifted, and experiential gifts is something that any merchant and any business can offer. It's not just a case of people only can kind of target themselves to customers when they're selling a physical product. So we have covered where, when, and how people are shopping, but the most important question I think we should all ask is, you know, who is pulling the purse strings? Gents, it may be time to look away on this next slide, or you may want to bow your head in shame. Women are primarily responsible for the holiday shopping. Women currently account for around 85% of all consumer purchases at Christmas. I mean, for us personally, speaking Groupon, it's perfect because that makes up a large percentage of our customer makeup. And we can personally see here with a steady growth of Groupon's supply and demand that we receive from customers, I think it's safe to say that we clearly know what makes them tick. So now it's about sharing that experience with you guys so that you know exactly how and what to target your customers with. So how do we target this powerful customer base? All of us, as various different businesses, how are we targeting these powerful customers? So we need to advertise valuable time together. You know, this is things to do as a family. It's important to remember that Christmas is seen as a family time. And we've seen from data captured here that these are powerful messages to try and transcend to customers. Focus on emotive messages, so perfect gifts for loved ones, perfect gifts for parents, perfect gifts for children. Inspire your customers, so inspire them with promote ideas and unique experiences that they may have never seen. It's always more exciting to see something and receive a gift that you haven't seen or thought of doing before. Just another example, bringing it to Groupon. We have over 1 million Facebook followers, so Groupon's content will be heavily targeted towards getting mums to think, oh, that looks cool, that looks fun, that looks great for my partner, my child, my parent would absolutely love that. And that's how Groupon will be kind of consistently conveying the Christmas message and the gifting message throughout the festive period. I mean, everything we do here is based on feedback we receive from our customers. We understand what our customers want, and we've established a pretty good relationship with them. As I'll just show you on a quick video that we have from a Groupon subscriber who's keen to share her experience.
Hi there, my name is Sheila and I've used Groupon several times throughout the last year. I've used it to buy gifts for other people, which have always been well received, and sometimes I've used it when I've been quite desperate and not known what to get them. I've used it for getaways for myself and others, and I've also done some online courses. I don't think I've bought many goods on Groupon, so I tend to use it more for experience, but I love it, and sometimes I do things because I purposely look for them on Groupon. Other times I'm surprised by things that come up and think, oh, I'll give that a whirl. So I'm a fan of Groupon. Keep up the good work.
So it's fantastic there to hear from a Groupon subscriber who's obviously using Groupon to purchase a large range of different experiences. So it's nice to hear, first of all, that all the gifts that she's given are well received. Secondly, this lady is obviously buying experiential gifts. So she's looking for experiences, etc. for people. She's not looking for products, which is a key takeaway just discussed from the info that we've spoke with on the previous slides. That you know, experience gifts are certainly making a trend through the market. And again, the customer said that she makes inspired purchases. She sees things on the Groupon site that she may not necessarily have thought of, and then goes on to purchase those said products via the Groupon page. However, I mean, it's important to remember it's not just all about mum. So I just have some brief info here, which allows you to see the Groupon's customer base as a whole. And we do have a very, very, very varied and diverse customer base, especially varied when it comes to age. More importantly, it's what Groupon customers use us for. So these facts are actually quite staggering. 85% of Groupon's customers use us to discover new merchants. So they're using the Groupon page. They've become accustomed to using Groupon and our search functions. So they're actually using us to search for local merchants. And 78% of Groupon customers are first-time buyers to a business, which again is another staggering key fact. You know, they see them on Groupon and they use the inspiration to then purchase for that individual local merchant. So how are we, as in Groupon, supporting local businesses drive maximum exposure this Christmas? So I'll just take you through a very brief, high-level overview on Groupon's Christmas campaigns. So Groupon's marketing has already begun. I know we certainly started our Christmas work, I think back in June now. We don't seem to enjoy summer here. As soon as summer hits, it's a case of planning for Christmas. So Groupon's marketing itself has already begun in terms of getting ready for Christmas newsletters, and this will be a continuous push until the new year. So Groupon have always used email, app notifications, affiliates, and their various themed newsletters to campaign all Groupon Christmas gifting. So some key ones to note are, as we've said, getting ready for Christmas, which is already out. We then have our Black Friday and Cyber Monday newsletters. We have our Gifts for Everyone, which goes out towards the back end of November, and which will showcase a large number of Groupon local offerings out to all customers. And then we have my personal favourite, last minute gifting, because I know, and I'm sure we all do, at some point there's someone that you've forgotten to buy for on Christmas Eve, and you quickly need to go and purchase a gift for them. It's nice and easy with Groupon. I can print it up, I can buy a gift, print it at work, put it in an envelope, and no one's the wiser as to how if I've forgotten them a gift. Also a new Groupon marketing campaign, just to show you the reach of Groupon's marketing capabilities. We've launched our London Underground marketing campaign. So this shows just on here a couple of images. So we're at the stations, we're on the exits from the stations, and we're also on the tubes themselves. And just at the bottom right of your screens, you'll see just a brief snapshot of exactly what a Groupon newsletter looks like and what a Groupon shop looks like when it sits on our site ready for customers to go on and browse. As well as building a great relationship with our customers, Groupon also build a fantastic relationship with our partners. So I just want to show you a brief video. We've got some testimonials around your screen, but it's a brief video from a fantastic merchant, a Michelin-starred restaurant called Le Tropiet in London. So I will just play for you this video. If there is any sound issues, or there are any sound issues across the line, this will be sent out to you as a deck, so you'll be able to view them at home. So let me just play this for you.
My name is David Moore. I am the owner of the Luxury PA and Pied à Terre Michelin-starred restaurants in the centre of town. Firstly, Luxury PA is a neighbourhood restaurant. So we're here in the heart of Marylebone. It's very residential. The food it punches above its weight. It's actually fine dining. It's Michelin-starred, but it's easily accessible, friendly, casual. It's a neighbourhood restaurant that happens to have a Michelin star. We decided to work with Groupon because we thought that they had the reach and the ability to get to new markets that we weren't tapping into. We're a typical neighbourhood restaurant. Yeah, we're very busy at the weekends. So early in the week and early in the day is where we have our soft periods. So for us, it has worked really, really well. So I would say that we had a huge success in filling the restaurant at a time when we would normally be just twiddling our thumbs a little bit. Nothing worse than an empty restaurant. Creating a deal, it has to work for the operator as well as the client. You're always going to have to engineer some value. The customer coming through the door has to feel that they're getting something quite special. With Groupon, if you have a successful offer, you cannot believe how successful and how much customers it will drive to your restaurant. And sometimes that's something you've got to be careful of and wary of, the volume. But that volume then translates into perhaps repeat customers and people that you can market directly back to as well. So it has all sorts of advantages. I've always found the team at Groupon to be totally professional, great to work with. They had great people. We've been working with Groupon for several years, and we have thousands of bookings coming through the door, and the vast majority love what they get here. It's often their first time in a Michelin-starred restaurant, and that's quite something to introduce that style of food to new people. I think Groupon is a tool in the marketing toolbox, and one that you should be using to reach out to new customers and take advantage of the reach that they have. And it gives you an audience to work with when you might have a quiet restaurant one day and you'll need to fill it, and working with Groupon can do that.
So it's fantastic to see an open and honest testimonial there from a Groupon partner. Especially one that's been so successful within their own industry, and also letting kind of us know and future merchants know exactly how Groupon can best benefit a merchant. So finally, I just want to take you guys through a couple of tools that Groupon offer to our merchants. And now, being the biggest, being the best in the market, yes, I literally am paid to say that. We would just want to run through a couple of tools here that we give a Groupon, and these are free tools we offer to our merchants, just in order for them to make their Groupon experience a little easier and also more efficient. So we've got our Groupon booking tool, which optimizes idle capacity completely for all merchants. It's had such a positive impact on all of our merchant kind of feedback and satisfaction results, because it allows our merchants to fully control customer flow. So it enables merchants to control what slots are available, what time those slots are available, time between bookings, etc. The booking tool also contains auto validation, so there's no more taking vouchers in store, and it also allows our customers to book 24/7 online, but only on the slots that set by the merchant. So in terms of what it offers to Groupon merchants is just an all-encompassing tool enabled for them to control their customer flow. And secondly, we have the Groupon Merchant Center. So it allows our merchants to track payments, track sales numbers, custom feedback. It allows them to track total revenue of the deal. So it's a great tool, and it's all on a easy-to-use web-based or app-based platform. I mean, I just wanted to thank you all for listening to me speak today. I hope you found it useful. I'll open up the floor to any questions from anyone. Like we've said, there is the questions tab on the side, and if you do have any questions, please feel free to type them in, and I'll go through some of them now with you guys. I think just to cover again some key takeaways from this exercise are kind of looking at how to get your business online. if it's not already, how it can be accessed via a mobile device. And you need to look at the various channels as to how you can promote your business online and how you can turn your product into a exploration, like a gift, an experience gift. You know, what can you do? If you're a restaurant, could you maybe look at some idle capacity between 2 and 4 and pop afternoon teas in there? Could you add brunches in, which you're not currently adding in, to help you, 1, add a new revenue stream, and 2, kickstart the new year? If you're a spa, could you look at maybe packaging together a perfect gift for Mother Spa Day package? You know, is that something that your local customers and your regular customers may feel beneficial to give as a gift to a parent? If they currently love your business, why wouldn't someone else? So yeah, these are kind of different ideas that we would be more than happy to discuss with you. You know, we're Groupon, you know, we're all human. Give us a call. We can talk through what searches happen in the local areas, you know, what we see sells and what we see don't sell. So yeah, let's open up some Q&A, and we'll see exactly what kind of you guys need, what you guys thought, and where you might have any questions. Okay, so one of our first questions is a client, or a potential client, actually asking how, what is the next steps to getting online with Groupon? You know, how can he potentially offer his services via Groupon? I would say to make contact via this, the form that's been sent out to you and that will be sent out to you. If you make contact via that form, then we can ensure that absolutely everyone that wishes for us to make contact with them will get that contact. You know, they will have that person, and it will be a personal contact. It won't just be an email touch. So if you just please submit your details via the contact details on this form, you will be contacted. So we've got another question here. One of our potential clients again, they're a new merchant and they need to know how to set up and how they might be able to kind of do this, how they can set up an Etsy site. These are things that we can more than talk you through. It's a case of establishing yourself online and making sure that you know customers can reach you. So Groupon will give you that from one avenue, and we can most certainly kind of talk to you about how other merchants within the same vertical or in the same industry have done the same. You know, it's all information that Groupon holds, so we'd be more than happy to share that with you. So we've got a fantastic question here from a local restaurateur. They've said their restaurant runs full every evening, but the rest of the day is slow. So they want to know how they can promote themselves so that customers come in over lunchtime as well. So this is a great question, and one that we see quite often. So actually, Groupon can actually provide you with a number of searches within a local area to yourselves as to what people are actually looking for. Now, of course, people search more often than not for evening meals, but there are a hell of a lot of searches for products such as breakfast, brunch, lunch, and afternoon teas. So Groupon can most certainly help you kind of run the right package to deliver customers to your restaurant as and when you need them. So again, please feel free to just touch base with us via the contact form, and we can run you through all of these details and exactly how we can do so. We've got a question here from a customer about they currently have their own booking tool. So can they run a Groupon booking tool alongside it? We can actually we can roll out our booking tool so that you can use just the one Groupon booking tool, the Groupon booking tool, which you get completely free of charge, and you can actually use that for all bookings. We can actually provide you with a widget to go on your own website so that all of your bookings can run through a Groupon booking tool, whether they be a normal regular customer, cash paying customer, or whether they be a Groupon customer. Another great question here is, how can I attract customers to my business if they're looking for online gifts? So there's various online platforms, as we discussed, that you could potentially use, but not forgetting you guys are local merchants and you do have regular customers. So it's, as well as attracting customers online and using that online platform to kind of put out a package to local customers and to your regular customers, you also have customers walking in on a day-to-day basis. So it's important to kind of train your staff to drop this in conversation and make your customers aware that these products, services and packages are actually available from your business. There's another question here. Someone wanted to pop their contact details over to us. Please, if you do put your contact details if you do email us via these contact details given to you on this form and via the decks that's been sent out, we're more than happy to try, to make contact with all of you as best we can. I mean, we guarantee a call to absolutely everyone. It's just if we can catch you guys when you're free. Another great question. You guys are good. These questions are flowing in even more steady than yesterday. Do you allow more than one package at a time from one venue? Yes, we do. I mean, as a company and as local merchants, we would never stop you or hinder you in terms of marketing a string of products out to the Groupon audience, so we can talk to you about exactly what works, how it works, and when it works. Just due to the absolute huge vast amount of information that we hold here. But we can certainly talk to you about that, and it is certainly possible. We have another question. I've heard that Groupon customers only visit establishments on a Groupon deal. If I do a deal with you, how would I ever make money? Okay, it's a great question. It's something that we hear quite often, and these people generally tend to be regular featuring merchants. So Groupon are a facilitator of a handshake, if you will. We currently have this customer, and Groupon passing them on to you is kind of trading our customer to you in order for you to feature on the Groupon page. So it's a case of you guys still wowing a customer. If the customer walked into you off the street, you would always be keen to wow them to bring them back as a regular. So some of the onus is on you guys in terms of bringing the customer back and delivering the exceptional service that I'm sure you all do on a day-to-day basis. In terms of repeat custom, I can only share the feedback from merchants that I've worked with, and I can honestly say I think about 99.9% of my Groupon merchants refeature with me again within a 6-month period. So it just goes to show that if customers weren't coming back, people wouldn't, and our merchants wouldn't be refeaturing with us. So I think sometimes these are kind of rumors that go around as to Groupon customers may not return, but I can only speak from experience. They most certainly do. We've got a question here. What about after January sales? What do we do to generate sales after the Christmas period? So as we spoke a little bit about at the beginning of the presentation, it's kind of capitalizing on people's generosity pre-Christmas for vouchers that are valid post-Christmas. So for example, if I owned a spa, I would be selling spa packages and spa days. Now these spa packages and spa days, I would put them on the Groupon site, I'd sell them locally, I'd put them on my Facebook page, etc. And I would be selling these to customers to give as a Christmas gift for someone that's for redemption in January and February. So you can kind of utilize and sell on the back of people's generosity pre-Christmas, and you can then see the financial benefit and the customers coming through post-Christmas. We've got another question here. So do companies earn money from the initial purchase from Groupon? All Groupon offers are completely tailored to each individual business. So we work alongside the merchant. The merchant will detail with us what they need back per voucher sold, and Groupon kind of work backwards from there. So we kind of look at all of the data and info that we have on purchasing. We'll then take that info and we'll take, you know, what are customers prepared to pay for this said offer, and then Groupon just work on that bit in the middle. You know, we have to cover our costs as a business. It wouldn't be responsible if we didn't. But at the same time, we know what our customers will purchase and we know what price. So yes, you can make money from the initial purchase, but it's more about customer acquisition than it is about the initial profit to be made. Another question, I'm not VAT registered, is that a problem? No, it's not. You don't have to be VAT registered to work alongside Groupon. We've got, as a percentage, what does Groupon take? I think that's someone referring to a Groupon success fee. And as I mentioned, it's completely tailored to every offer. It has so many variables. It depends on what page that we're pushing the offer on. It depends when we're pushing it. It depends what price we're pushing the offer at. It depends what the offer includes. So there's so many variables. It's very, very hard for anyone to kind of say what would Groupon's success fee be based on a certain campaign. That would be someone to discuss with either myself or someone else that would make contact when we start discussing a package that we could potentially put to market for you. We've got another, it's more of a statement. We should tell merchants that they keep all the profits from any upsell that they do in their business. Groupon only takes a commission on the voucher. That's one message that we regularly convey to all of our merchants. You know, we actively encourage upsell, and I know that one of my colleagues and myself, we have even been out to groups of restaurants and larger merchants and helped train the staff on potential upsell. So that's something that we always try and ingrain in our in various merchants across the board, whether they be a leisure merchant or whether they be a restaurant. And we can certainly teach you guys how to do it. We can, again, use the data that we have here. We can run through that from other merchants in your vertical and in your kind of in your market, and then we can let you know how they're doing it, and we can pass on that information so that the same success works for you guys. Yep, we've had. Oh, I can't. Sorry, this question's come through. It's. I don't know if there's issues with the keyboard. Can someone work with us if they have made contact but haven't worked with us in the past? I believe is what they're trying to say. I may be incorrect, but yes, of course. Please feel free, like we've said, to contact us via the contact details provided. You can always call in if you'd like to speak to me directly. You can always give me a call. I'm in the office. Supposed to be 9 to 6, but I would say usually later. You know, Groupon are taskmasters after all. But yes, please reach out, and I'm always happy to have a conversation. And our staff are always happy to have a conversation. You know, they're lovely people. You know, they're a good crowd of people, and they're always happy to help where they can. Someone else has said about we should target mum, but their audience is primarily male. Why should they target mum? And it's not about your actual customer base that you're trying to change. It's the case of it's gifting. We're just using data here, and mums are buying they're buying for sons, they're buying for brothers, they're buying for partners, they're buying for dad. So mums can still buy for a male figure within the family or a friend, etc. But it's a case of mums controlling the purse strings and mums being the main purchaser within that household. So that's why we target mum, because mum's the one doing the buying, but the gift can still be for your said target audience. For example, I would be over the moon if I received, say, tickets to go and see like the ATP Tour of Tennis, and I can still receive that gift from a female relative, even if she means for that to go to me. So it's yeah, it wouldn't change your actual customer demographic, but what would change is who you target to purchase that offer. A follow-up offer to customers who have redeemed their Groupon voucher, of course. The best thing that a business could ever do is look at turning like loyalty cards and giving out loyalty cards to customers. Another example is we actually market secondary offers for you on your Groupon offer. You know, so I've seen for restaurants and for go-kart tracks, it's often done in the leisure industry, is with this Groupon voucher, you're also entitled to 10% or 20% off your next visit. So that's had a very positive effect with all merchants, and we've seen a lot of upsell regarding that. So I would say that to play it sensibly, that is what most businesses should be doing. And I think that a lot of staff that work here at Groupon would convey that message to all of our merchants when working with them, because we want to make it work for you guys. You know, we want to see your business grow and succeed. Groupon is kind of there as an additive for your business. You know, we're there as a tool for you guys to use when you want to market your product and expand. Okay, so we've actually reached the end of our time for today, ladies and gents, and we've actually finished off all of our questions, which is great. So we managed to get most of our questions actually answered on the spot. So again, if you'd like any more info, please drop us a line on the phone number and the email address provided, and we'd be more than happy to contact you back. Lastly, I'll be sending out a short survey regarding today, so please feel free to give us blunt and honest feedback, no matter how it comes. And I'd just like to thank you again for your time, and hopefully look forward to speaking with you, conversing with you, and I hope all of this has been a benefit. Thank you very much.